Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily D. If you like these videos, please go down and subscribe to the channel so that you can get the most up-to-date videos that I publish about business, success, most importantly personal development, the development of oneself. That's so important today, and developing the right mindset. So today's topic is fire and money. So I think that they have some similarities, and actually we'll talk about how a fire can grow today and how money can grow, because these are two independent things, but really they mean a lot, or they do a lot of the same things. So I've met so many people over the course of my career, or my lifetime, if you will, 36 years, who have told me that rich people are not good people. That people who have a lot of money are usually arrogant, cocky, selfish, very they're all about themselves. What can I get out of the deal? See, I've heard that and I've seen that. I actually have seen some people who have money who do act this way, but I've heard that all my life, that making a lot of money may not be the best thing for you, because, well, making a lot of money is just, maybe that's just not it for everybody. Maybe you need to be humble, right? You ever heard that? I need to be humble. I gotta stay close to my roots. I gotta feel like I can connect with the same people for the rest of my life. You see, I've heard that most of my life, and maybe you have too. Maybe that humbleness that I'm referring to is something that people have told you over the years. So think about it this way, right? If that is true, if money makes people arrogant and selfish and rude and all those things, does that mean that everybody who has money is that way? And the answer is probably not, right? It just would be the same as, I hate to get political, but it would be like the saying all cops are bad, right? Or all doctors are bad, right? There are a few bad doctors, there are a few bad nurses, there's a few bad teachers, there's a few bad police officers, and there's a few bad rich people. So I believe that whatever it is that you are gets amplified with money. So let me tell you. So think about who you are as a person, as a human being. Think about it as a fire. And that fire is either contained, meaning you've got control over the fire, or it's a wild brush fire that just goes and does whatever it wants. That could be you. Or it could be a very well kept, manicured fire with let's say, for an example, let's say rocks around it, and it heats really well, and you use it to cook and use it to stay warm and use it to light up the night. You see, you could really make a fire look really good. Now, what if you got a really good fire like that and you put gas on it, right? Gasoline. Well, it would definitely grow, but if it was contained right, it definitely would stay in the same place, but it would be a better fire, right? It would be a bigger fire, and it would burn brighter, and it would be more loud, right, if you will. And so you put fire on a contained fire, and it gets bigger, it gets brighter, it gets really good. Now, what if you put it on the brush fire? What if I got a can of gasoline and I put it on a brush fire? All the fire would just continue to grow, and probably grow at an accelerated rate, burn everything down, wouldn't know what to do, you couldn't control it, right? Well, similarly to people, right? There are some people who have their let's just be honest, their shit together, and they're very organized, and they have a passion, they have a mission, and they're very good at what they do. And what I think of equate to money is really gasoline, right? You put money on top of somebody who's doing good things, and they'll continue to do good things. You put money on top of somebody who's not doing good things, who doesn't have any control, who's random, they won't do good things, right? Money is an amplifier or an accelerator in this case to what it is that you are or who you will become. You see, many people believe that getting money is going to make you bad. It actually doesn't make you bad. If you're a bad person, money will make you an even more bad person. That's the honest truth, right? If you're a liar, a cheat, a thief, if you will, and somebody gives you money, that's what you do. You become a better thief, liar, and a cheat. You see, money doesn't necessarily change people. It amplifies them. It doesn't make anybody different. So when somebody says stay humble, right? When somebody says stay humble, well, if you have humbleness in your heart, then when money is added to that, it's not that you become less humble. It's because you become more fruitful. You become more giving. You become more anchored to where you came from. You'll see many very successful individuals in this world who will always reference their roots, who always reference their family and their upbringing, and they use it as a tool to teach people that you can do whatever it is that you want in life, as long as you really focus and put hard work and dedication and commitment and change your mind, that's what most really good successful people do. And bad successful people, well, they still continue to cheat and steal. And so think about it this way, right? So many people would say, well, I want to be an investor, for an example. I want to buy homes. Most people say I want to buy homes, or I want to buy stocks, or I want to open a business, right? And they said, if I just had money, I would do that. If I just had money, I would be an investor. Well, what makes you think that if you won the lottery today, you would be an investor if you aren't already, right? What makes them believe that? Well, they just think because a lot of money would make you be an investor, right? Or for an example, some people would say, if I had more money, I'd give it to the church, or I'd give it to a community, I'd give it to the Boys and Girls Club. I would do good things with it, right? Well, what makes you think if you won the lottery today by accident, by chance, right? What makes you think you would do that, give away all that money? The challenge here is if you were already doing that before you had money, you'll do it when you have it. But if you weren't doing it before you had money, there's no way you can just automatically learn how to be a really good giver, or automatically learn how to be the best investor in the world. You see, you had to have already been doing these things before you get to the money. And so it's really the process of getting money is really where the gap between broke and money, that's where the magic lies. And so I think when I think about people who have money, I don't really think about the money that they have today. I don't really want to know, I do want to know where they came from, but I really want to know what happened between no money to some money. You see, that's a beautiful thing. Jim Rohn, one of my mentors, tells me all the time, he says, hey, David, it's not what you get, it's who you become in the process. He said, don't be a millionaire for the money. Become a millionaire for what it'll make of you. And I wholeheartedly believe that, even though, maybe I don't associate with the same people today that I did 10 years ago. Right? Maybe I don't do the same things I did 10 years ago. But I'll tell you this, that I have not changed my core beliefs over the course of my lifetime. I haven't. My core belief is still stay true to my family, love my mom, love my parents, love my family. Right? Maybe I'm not as communicative to them today because I have a lot going on, but definitely that doesn't mean that I don't love them. I still believe giving. I still believe in God. I still believe that family is important, right? I still believe that contribution is great, and I've always believed this, that I should leave the world better than I found it. You see, I believe all those things, just money's helped me do better with those things. Now, does that mean that I can't enjoy my life? No, I should enjoy life, the fruits of your labor, if you will. But remember this, that in the process of becoming wealthy, that's where the magic happens. So many people would say, I don't want to be wealthy, I want to be comfortable, because they're afraid of what money may do to them. Well, if you already have bad habits, for example, if you already like to do drugs, imagine the drugs you'd do if you had money. If you already love drinking, imagine the drinking you would do if you had money. If you already love gambling, imagine the gambling you would do if you had money. You see? If you're already into sports cars when you were poor, imagine the sports cars you'll drive when you had money. It's crazy, right? It just amplifies it. So money's not going to change you. It's just going to amplify you. Money and fire, if you will, money and fuel to the fire is fuel to your fire. Money is fuel to your fire. And your fire is in here, in this heart, and in this mind. And it is our job to connect the two, to align our core values with what I believe here needs to align here. And what I believe is if we truly want to do great things in the world, we must add more fuel to this fire, and that's money. I believe that. I believe we should all seek to become millionaires because of what it'll make of us, not what we get. It's what it'll make me become in order to become a millionaire. You see, the guy or girl who has wealth, serious wealth, millions and millions of dollars, had to go through a lot of things to get there. No, and if you're born into it, by the way, I think you got cheated. I know we probably all know somebody who's very successful because of family wealth. I think they get cheated out of things. I hope that I don't give everything to my children. You know why? Because I don't want to cheat them of the process of becoming wealthy. I don't want to cheat them of that. I want them to go through struggle. I want them to see the pain. I want them to learn from experience, not just be blessed with money. See, that's not the deal. Warren Buffett, one of the richest individuals in the world, right? Billionaire, said that he would not leave a dime to his children because he didn't want them to be entitled, to be spoiled, to be rotten, if you will. And he's doing that today. He actually has it in his will to give away all his wealth when he passes away. It's not going to his family. And I think, I'm not saying that I wouldn't leave anything to my family, but I would just tell you this. I believe that's a very noble thing to do, even though many people would disagree and say, gosh, that's horrible. Why wouldn't you just leave everything to your kids? It's not about what my kids get from me. It's who they become because of me. Remember that. It's the same concept. It's not what my kids get from me. It's who they become because of me. Many people become entitled and spoiled, if you will, because they're given so much. I don't want to give. I want to help people become. I do that in business. I do that in my life. I don't want to just say, hey, here's the answer to all your problems and anything. I think fuel to that fire, that money that you should be seeking is what's going to make you great. So here's some advice. Start small. If you want to be rich, you want to make money, you want to be successful, start small. Invest when you only have a little. Give when you only have a little. Right? Think about others when you only have a little. So that when you do have a lot, it just amplifies it. It's fuel to the fire. All right, guys. I hope you liked this video. I appreciate your time. I wish you nothing but health, wealth, success, and most importantly, freedom. Subscribe down below.